Here we are again. My wife went out. No. She didn't go out. She sat on the couch and ordered more stuff that we have to put together. This is something, I don't know what it is. It'll be a surprise for me. It'll be a surprise for you. Unless, of course, I put a picture of it somewhere in this video real quick once I figure out what it is. It's not even just 2 boxes. These are heavy, heavy boxes. I don't even know how they ship them. It can't be cost effective to ship these. You know what I mean? Seriously, look at this. Heavy. 2 boxes. It's not going to put itself together, so let's get to it. If you've seen any of my other videos where I put stuff together, you know I like to grab the box, open it up, and then lay out all my parts so I can see what I'm working with here. Well, it's neatly packaged, that's for sure. Let's see what's underneath here. Lots of styrofoam. So I didn't know if this board was part of the packaging or part of the project. It said packaging board right on it. Well, that helps, thank you. Direction, oh my God. Should be an easy project. I'll tell you what I like already. I haven't even unpackaged it yet, but I'll tell you what I like. Right here, part number 30 tells me somewhere on here, part number 30. So I put together an IKEA project the other day that didn't have any part numbers on it whatsoever, which is odd for IKEA, but whatever. They certainly do have a lot of packing material in here. That's a lot of parts, and that's only box number 1. So, but I think, I don't know. I'll have to read the directions. All right, in case you missed the first part, this is what we're building. This is what it looks like with this picture right here. So, it says kitchen island. It is not an island. This looks more like a pantry or something. So, okay, let's dive into it. This part looks fun, doesn't it? 42 steps altogether. I know, it looks like a lot of steps, and it is, 42 of them. But there's only one way to finish a project, and that is to start it. And then we'll just follow the steps, 1 through 42. I mean, that's what we're going to do. So, man, I'm glad you guys are here with me. Keep me company. Let's do it. I wasn't going to unpackage box number 2, but as it turns out, I need this workspace. So I'm just going to unpackage this. I have those other parts against the garage door. I'm going to put these parts, I guess, over here. So. All right, let's follow along with the directions. Step 1, we need parts 23, 24, 25, 27, 29, 26, 30. Yeah, hang on, I'll never remember that. Let me just start assembling the parts here. Ready? This is the hardware, and I like this because they're all lettered, right? So here's K, F, I. So 25 goes like what? So it would be the groove goes to the bottom, tooth there. So this one would go like this. We are going to line this up with the holes. And if you're going to use a drill, just be very gentle. Don't overscrew them. Okay, those pieces. And now let's spin it around because it goes like this. Alright, so we're making a drawer, it looks like. So that's our first step. Those are all there. Now it looks like it wants me to do another drawer. So let's set that here for now. Let's grab 25, 24, and 29. And then it's going to go just like this. These lines make it kind of easy to see where it needs to go. Now I can see that. right? So it's going to go like this, and then this is going to go groove side down in the back, like that. Yes, perfect. Following the directions, 24 on the left, 25 on the right. Yep. We're going to need these screws. So let's spin this baby around so we can see it correctly. And then we'll just line it up into these holes like so, and then very gently put these in. Just snug them up. Same thing on this side. Alright, there's that drawer. Okay, step 1 is out of the way. Step 2, we're going to put the backs into them. So you just flip them up. And this calls for part 26 and 30, which we already have out. But this one is unfinished on all the sides. And then it's just finished on this side and this side. So I guess it doesn't matter which way this one goes in. Alright, sits into those grooves. Perfect. And then we have to do the same thing for this part right here, and we just drop it right down the grooves. And then it just sits in there. Okay. And there we go. There's those two. Step number 3, we need parts 22 and 28. There they are. So these are going to be the fronts of the cabinets. There's that part. Here's O. Right? Is that what I needed? A, P, O. Alright. We see where they go. These are going to go right in here. And this is where you just pay attention to your hole size. So there's here, here, and then on this piece, we'll get to that in a second, but we just know they go right here, so let's just put them in. So there. All I'm doing is lining these up so I can go back in and screw them in gently. So these have coarse threads on them. They're very coarse. So it doesn't take much to turn them in place. If you're going to use a drill, don't use a drill. If you're going to, like me, just be very gentle when you put these in with the drill so you don't overdo it. Because once they're overdone, it's toast. So if you're going to use a drill, don't. If you're going to use a drill, just be very careful, okay? There's an example right here. Very gentle. And these have a little ring right here, a little stopper, so they can only go that far. But if you crank down on these, it'll spin right through that, I promise. So you can see it here. That's it. That's it. You just want them flush. And this is the last one on this board. That's it for that one. Now let's bring this piece over. Let's do the same thing very carefully. Alright, they are perfectly seated. Perfect. Now let's put our knobs on. And these are pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to put your screw in there, put your knob on, hand tighten that. You can tighten it down now or later. Ta-da! Okay, now, because I put enough of these things together, I already know how the next step's going to go, but we're going to read the directions anyway. Step number 4, we have to put parts B and C in here. So that's the cam lock and the dowel. So B and C, 9 pieces of the B, 4 pieces of the C. Stand by, let me get those. So, throw it in the hole. Done. Done. And our cams go in the drawer, the box part of the drawer. They slide in here, and when the thing comes down, the screw that we just put in goes in. You plug these in, and then you turn, and when you turn them, it locks onto the cam, onto the, I don't know, the bolt thing. All right, so we just put them in with the arrow going up towards the hole here. We have 9 of these to put in. I'm going to do those really quick. Easy peasy. Now, again, doesn't call for glue. I just It's just me. I know that these are going in the center, so I'm going to just put a little dollop of glue right there, a little dollop of glue right there, because that's where they're going. I'm not putting them where the metal shafts are, just where the wood dowels go. Just because I know I want them to stay together forever. We're going to line these up correctly, so this goes into this groove. These go one here, and the dowel goes in the middle, and then we're going to lock these down in a second. And they just go right in here like so. Right in here like so. Ta-da. That's there. And then we can't forget. Oh dear. Let's slide that back in. That's no big deal. Now, these ones I turn by hand because I don't want to over tighten them and I want to feel them get snug. And all I'm doing is locking it onto that, little metal thing that comes down, that little metal stud thing. Alright, it goes like this, and it just locks on, and it just locks on. Ta-da! So there's box number 1 is done. We're going to do the same thing over here for this box. Alright, I put just a little glue here. Again, you don't have to. It just makes me rest easy at night. So, same thing, we just line them up. Drop them in place. Like so. Lock them in place. And I can tell that just personally how loose these are. I'm glad that I put a little extra glue on that. And I'll just double check my work. All I'm checking here is that I get a good tight snug seal. That's supposed to go like that. I'm just going to check this back one real quick, make sure it's snugged in there. It is. I'm going to make sure that this is snug. It is. Because these drawers are going to get a lot of use, I'm just making sure that they're snug. There you go, they're all nice and snug. And if this little bit of glue bugs you, I got a solution for that. Paper towel. All done. I don't know. Looks good to me. Now that these are together, we have to put our drawer slides on. Let's take a look at what we have here. And these are the drawer slides, so we're going to have to look at these carefully. Because some will go on the drawer piece, and then the other ones actually will go on the cabinet. So we have to pay attention to what we're doing here. Cabinet left, cabinet right. So we're going to set those off to the side, because we are going to use those in a later step. So we're going to do cabinet CL. We're going to keep that. Alright, these get set to the side for a later step. So we need DL for this side. That's correct. And DR for this side. Okay, perfect. If you're concerned about this, if you're looking at the back of the drawer, this is the front of the drawer. This slide is marked DL. So this is my left side of my drawer looking at it from behind. And then they line up. The screw holes are here. And you just line it up correctly. Same thing on this side. This is a DR. And then you go like that and you screw them in. So let's do it. These are little tiny screws, so we'll hand screw these in because they're so small. Like so. Just make them snug enough. Don't get too crazy with them. You do not want to over tighten any of this because, you know, it's not real wood. It's just that particle stuff. And if you over tighten it, it just shreds and comes apart. So I'm just snugging them. That's it. Snugging them up till they stop. Now we're going to step 6. So I think now it's safe to move these over to the side. Step 6, we need parts 32, 12, and 6. 32 we are on the hunt for part number 6. So this will be proof. Is this it right here? Nope, that's 13, 14. 14, 13, 14. Where did it go? Sometimes it's the piece that's right in front of you. This big piece is number 6. It's upside down. It looks like 9 down there, but it's not. That's a 6. So I found it. Okay. Let me put these slides that we used. Let me put these out of the way for a minute. All right. So it wants to put some hardware in these. So let's do that. Let me. I gotta move these parts because it's getting hot in this garage. I gotta open this door and get some air in here. This is all packing garbage. We're on step 6 out of 42. We got a long way to go, but let's keep plucking along. Ready? Okay. All we're doing is putting the hardware in. So we're gonna put these. What are these things called? I'll go to the parts list. I hate calling them little metal things. What are they called? Well, there's no name for them on here either. But they're these things. They're the thing that locks into the cam. Cam bolt? Let's call it the cam bolt. Cam bolt? How about that? Let's call it that. It is calling for 9 of the cam bolts. Piece of cake. Let me get those. Again, if you're going to use a drill to do this, be extremely careful. I just don't recommend it. Because it's very easy to go too far and strip that hole out, and you don't want to do that. So now I need parts 18 and 17, and then I need my dowels and my cams and my screws. So I need 3 H's, 4 C's, 3 B's. So 3H, 3B, 4 C's. All right, we need 3 of the dowels. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's my 3 for my H. Okay, let's make sure board 6 is oriented in the proper direction. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes down here. I know it doesn't call for glue, but I'm doing it anyway because, like I said, I just I like the added security of the glue. Okay, it's not much, but it's enough. All right, we're just going to slide these down over top of the dowels, like so. And then we're going to lock these in. Just tighten it down by turning the cam lock to the right 90 degrees and just snug it down. Just find your dowels. That's your dowels like that. And then look, 1, 2, 3. And I bet you these are where the H's go because the directions say so. So this part, we just go 1, 2. There you go. All right, it's all seamed in there. That's good. I see there's a little glue there. Don't worry. Double check my steps. Okay, let's go to step number 8. 32. That's this one. We know that we got to put our dowels in here, and this calls for 2 dowels, 2 cams. Now, I'm going to suspect that these go there. Do they? 32? Yes, of course they do. And then 36. Where's piece number 36? Apparently I need that. 36. All right, again, this doesn't call for glue, but you know, same story. I like the glue. All right, now, making sure that we have this correctly oriented, which we do because it can only go one way because the cams are here. Yeah, this is the part you don't want to mess up. Like that. And then lock your cams down. Locking them in place. Locking it in place like that. Now be careful because this is super flimsy at the moment. Easy peasy. So we know that this one goes up on its end like so. And then we know 12 has to go like so. But listen, we got to put some dowels in here too. Let's do it. Just a little dab. A little dab. All you need. Happy little dowels. Go in there. Perfect. And all I'm going to do is tighten this down, this cam, and it just snugs down on. Bing. And it snugs down on. Bing. And you can see where it pulls it together, right? Okay. That was step number 9. Step 10. It's starting to come together. Oh boy. We need 6, which is that part. It's really weird that it's going to go like that, but that's how we're going to do it. I say it's weird because normally, like, an unfinished side doesn't go up against a finished side. So that's giving me some pause to just kind of recheck my directions, make sure I'm doing it correctly. But I've already checked a couple of times, and I mean, this is going to line up here. I don't know. I had to look at the directions a couple of times on this one to get it correct here, so let's get it in here. Be done with it. Let's see. Okay, we had to take a TV timeout there. The battery in the camera died, and I had to go to a graduation party. But now I'm back, and let's see, where do we leave off? I put this piece on, and now we're working on part number 3. And what step of the directions are we on? We are on step 14. So, all right, let's do it. All right, so we're back at it. Part number 3. It's going to attach here and here. So let's just, put a little goop in here, because why not? So we're going to flip this up and then get these to slide right in here. Oh, perfect. That's how it's supposed to go, nice and easy, just like that. Now I got to tighten those down. It's going to come in here and rotate these like so. I'm just locking those cams on like that. Now we're on step number 15. We're going to put this back panel, number 31, we're going to slide that in. So let's get this thing up the way it's supposed to be. Up, perfect. And here is part number 31, right here. And then it just slides down here. So it's showing me that this goes like this, and comes down like that, Now what? Ready? Let's see if we can do this without dropping it. There we go. All right, let's work on part number 7 here. It needs some hardware. So we need to put the dowels in here. So we're going to put a little dab of glue. No, it doesn't call for that, but again, you've heard me say it a dozen times, I like the glue. It's going to go like this, which is weird to me, but what's going to hold those in place is these 4 screws. One goes here, and here, here, and here. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent, I like it. Well, that glue did squish out a little bit, but just wipe it off. So, is this thing upside down or something? Why is this? I don't know. Because we have a groove up here and we have more screws. Very interesting. So, or is this the bottom? I don't know. We're about to find out. The only thing with gluing it is if you have to pull it apart, it's gonna suck a little bit. Yeah, we're making progress. We've only got, this much more parts to put together. So the directions are calling for parts 11 and 9, but guess what? I have to flip this over. So let's flip it over. Okay, continuing all the way over. Let's go all the way over with it. Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of moving with this not being completely secure. 11 and 9 go like this. They slide down into these little grooves. That's 9. Here's 11. There. Well, it's certainly starting to come together. And 18 calls for part number 1. That's going to go on top of here. We're going to slide these cams in where they're supposed to go. Lock the cam bolts, locks it in. That's 1. Pull it tight. 2, pull it tight. 5. And 6. Alright, those are locked in tight. So that's that. Well, this is the top, yeah? You think? Okay, step number 20. No. Step number 19. It wants us to put those down. Did I not do that? Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then what? Why do these go in this part too? So how I know where to put these is I always orient myself with the board. So this side has the holes, shows the holes in the picture. The other side doesn't. All right, this calls for 9 of these. Let's just go ahead and put them in. Again, being very careful if you're going to use a drill. Alright, part number 37 on step 21. Alrighty, I guess we can move this out of the way for a minute. Because we need this and this, so 34, 19, and 37. I need 4 and 7. Okay. Alright, that's in place. Use the cam bolts to lock them down. Turn them to the right, tighten them up. That locks this thing in place. Alright, what I did here is I put this on the wrong one. It's gotta go around like so. Because it's gotta fit on this middle one. That's where I made the mistake. So, ain't no big deal. just put it back. Do you remember these parts that we set aside for a later use? Well, now's the time. So we need to put these drawer slides on. All right, how do you know where to put these? There's these little holes in here that line up. There's that. Same way, like this. So on these parts, there's a bunch of these cam bolts that have to go in here. How many do you ask? And the answer is 13. So let's just do it. Okay, all of those are in. And going on to step number 25. Okay, here's 13. Is there another side of this, do you think? 13 and 32. I'm only calling for 13 though, right? So this one we're going to pay special attention to because we have to put these drawer slides one on each side. So let's not make this mistake here. So this will be CR, which will be here. And it's up there. So it's going to go like this. Right? Yep. And it lines up perfectly. So you don't want to make a mistake on these ones because it'd be very difficult to go back and fix it later. You gotta just do it right the first time. Now you flip it over, do the other side. Like so. And the other side's gonna go just like this. Perfect. Okay, so on this one it wants us to put in 2 of the cam bolts, and it wants them to go here and here. You know, they screw very easy with a manual screwdriver, but for time's sake I like to use my power screwdriver. Part number 36, I see what's happening here. So it's going to go on part number 32, which is this part, which I bet is right here. So you got to be careful because this can go this way or this way. So let's be careful and just watch what we're doing. So if our bottom was down here, like this, 32. Right, is this 32? Oh, this is 13. This is not even what I'm looking for. I'm sleepy. So I need part number 32. Where's 32 at? So step number 27, in the parts where it calls for parts, it tells you that it needs 2 of the wood dowels and 2 of the cam locks, but it doesn't tell you that you need 2 of the cams, but you do. And they're going to go right here because I can't go anywhere else on here. Nope. Step 29 out of 42. Oh boy.
What?
Alright, we got to take this, put it down, and then this has got to go on top of it.
Okay.
So let's do this first. Let's move this one.
What is this?
Something your mom bought.
What?
I think the kitchen. Let's move it over there. Just pick it up like this, nice and smooth. 1, 2, 3. Just move it out of the way for a minute on the carpet. That's good. And then that's you, that's me. And I want to take it and put it right down right on this board.
Got it.
1, 2, 3. All right, now, cool.
Then what? Take this.
Yep. But watch, you see what happens? You see these holes?
Yep.
They got to line up these have to line up specifically with those holes.
Oh, so we're putting that on this.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought you were talking about up there.
no. But hang on, let me just check all this stuff. You know, I guess we could probably have taken this in the house and done it in the house.
That'd probably be easier because it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get through that door. Because
Yeah.
it's gonna be tall. Oh, we're still doing it here.
No, I'm just gonna put these in. real quick.
Oh.
I think we're gonna carry this in the house and put it together in the house.
Huh?
I think we're just gonna carry the base in right now. I don't know. It's pretty light, but it's a little on the flimsy side. Hopefully, once it's all together, it tightens up.
Yeah.
Now,
Here's the fun part.
ready? We're gonna pick it up. Just kind of
I don't even have a good hole.
pick it up, all the way up. This is the tricky part. Now,
Oh, never mind.
that was that was easy by luck, huh? And then it just kind of sucks it together, locks that in place. I need 1, 2 there.
You know how many cool fish tanks you can put in here?
I don't know. I wouldn't trust it to hold the weight.
Oh, definitely not.
So the rest of this we're gonna have to finish when we get back. We have another graduation party to go to. 'Tis the season, so we will we'll finish this tonight when I get home. To give you an idea, I am 5 feet 9 inches tall. So that's how tall this is.
Use the scale.
And then of course we have Carson, who's a wee bit taller. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Slide it back a little bit. We're just gonna put these hinges in real quick, install these, and then we'll install them on the cabinet. All right, we'll get this last door on. And then this will be almost done. All right, one of the last steps is the drawers. This is where we get to see if we put these drawer slides on correctly. All right, that one works. So I want to point out an important piece here, and that is these little triangle wedge things here. Don't overlook this piece. If you're putting this together, make sure you put these on, and I'll tell you why. There's 28 of them back here, and what they do is they slide in, and then you use this little screw, and then you screw them in, and then they take the shimmy right out of this thing, and they firm it right up. This thing was pretty flimsy, and now it's super firm, and that reasoning is because of all of these 28 little wedge deals in here that just firm this thing all the way up. So before I put these on, I was a little concerned about this cabinet, but now it's it's perfect. So don't skip that step. Final thoughts on this product, I'll tell you. It came in those 2 really big, heavy boxes. I don't know how the manufacturer can afford to ship something so heavy and then keep this at a reasonable price point. My wife told me she paid a couple $100 for it. So I don't know. Overall, was it worth a couple $100? I suppose. The things that I like about it, was it easy to put together? I mean, you know, relatively. What I really like about this, it's gonna sound crazy, but I like the hinges, the door hinges. So these are self-closing, right? Or soft closing, I guess, not self-closing, soft closing. And then what's really cool is that on these hinges, if this door is out of alignment, if your gap isn't equal, there's just a little adjustment on each one of these hinges that allows you to adjust it in and adjust it out so where it fits perfectly. So I did have to do that on all of the doors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors. We had to adjust those. We got a couple of drawers in here too, right? The drawers aren't soft close, but they just close. Cabinets down here, over here. So, I mean, overall, is it going to serve a purpose for us temporarily until we decide what we're going to permanently do here when we do a remodel, which is coming up here, hopefully within the next year? I don't know. It'll serve our purpose for now, I suppose. Scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6. Is it easy to put together? Sure. A little frustrating at times? Sure. But I mean, it took me 3 days off and on because I was filming and then had some graduation parties to go to, but I don't know, it's together now. It'll be here until it's not. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video in a year or not, a year from now, and we'll let you know how the thing held up. I don't have high hopes for it, to be honest with you, but I've been shocked by other things. I mean, that red cabinet here, we put that together a long time ago. I thought it was pretty cheap and flimsy. I glued the crap out of that one when I put it together, even though it didn't call for glue. And here it is, it's been here, I mean, we've had it forever and it's held up. So maybe I'll be surprised with this too. I don't know. So anyway, thanks for being here with me while I put this thing together. I appreciate your company. It's a little fun for me to do these videos because I got to put it together anyway. Might as well share it with you. Thanks for sticking around. If you made it this far in the video, good Lord, give yourselves a thumbs up. You certainly earned it. And I do appreciate you being here. So, okay. Let's go do some more stuff.
Hi guys, welcome back to another crumble cookie review. Today I have my guest star.
I'm Jack.
This is Jack. He is my neighbor slash best friend. This week's lineup looked really fire. So I dragged him to Crumble Cookies and we're gonna review them. What did you rate that one?
6.
I rated it like a 3. I did not like it actually. Okay. Next one.
Why is mine deformed?
Okay. Next one is cake batter.
You take forever to chew.
Please go.
I rate that one. I rate that one like a 6. What do you rate that one?
Like a 9.
It's really sweet. Frosting definitely carried on that cookie. I don't want to talk badly about the cookies. I think they're fine.
All of them I had so far were actually decent, so.
I just said that one tastes like dough with sugar. It tastes undercooked. Okay. Next one is s'mores. Pick it up. Next one is s'mores cookie. It has marshmallow and chocolate on the top. I think it's something in the middle. Actually,
No.
oh. That one's fire. Anyways, I rate that one an 8.
I rated it a 2.
Okay. me when I'm wrong, actually, but it's fine. Okay, next one.
Breathe. Breathe.
What if I couldn't?
Nobody would be upset.
Okay, wow. Oh, wow.
Hello there, my name is Craig and this is my good friend Kelly. And today we are doing a review on the crumble cookie. Thanks for being here, Kelly.
No problem.
Should we start with these?
We shall.
Okay. Crumble cookies are super popular. We're just not sure. I've never had one before, so we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna try some. Kelly, are you a crumble cookie fan? Have you had them in the past?
One or two, but not.
One or
It's
two.
been a while, so
Well, I
I'm
think there's
excited to
a-
see what they got.
Awesome. I think there's a variety in here. I think we're going to give each one a try, and then we're going to give our honest opinion of what we think about the cookie on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, 10, wow! So let's jump right in here and give it a try, shall we?
We shall.
Okay.
Looks like somebody already